it just makes me so sick, though. Oh, man, we're in trouble. That woman would take my guns in 5 seconds. She'd put me in a re-education camp faster than you can twinkle your eyes. Let's go ahead and go to this next article. This is at Infowars.com. Excellent report. At Earth Summit, Royal Society and World Wildlife Fund say humanity is an undesirable danger to Earth's ecosystem and our population must be reduced. Yeah, I saw another one over here where they're calling it the Death Summit. They're openly saying kill people. We've got Lord Monckton and Mark Moreno, both from Rio, 20 years after the whole New World Order thing got set up down there. They're both going to be joining us from Rio. One of them's Wednesday, the other's Friday. Bilderberg academic henchman preaches austerity for the young. And this is in the BBC, and they go on to say, this is the headline, Why the Young Should Welcome Austerity is the title of the article. And it's all how great it's going to be when they bankrupt everything for our own good. And the guy's a Bilderberg member, so they're kind of coming out in the open now. And they just explained to everybody how great it's going to be. And again, it dovetails with this other article at Earth Summit, Royal Society and World Wildlife Fund. Humanity is an undesirable danger to Earth's ecosystem. By the way, down there at Rio, I've got another article in the stack. You can look this up, where Prince Charles is worshipped as a god. He can barely talk. He's so inbred. The Transylvanian prince, and he's lecturing us we shouldn't be able to travel or take a hot bath while he's got dozens of jet aircraft, private trains, hundreds of palaces. I mean, it's a total joke. And then he lives off government welfare on top of all their private lands and oil companies. I mean, this is it. A twit who can barely talk, lecturing us on how we need to die so he can rule the planet. Hey, I got an idea for you, buddy. Enter Hades like your grandmother did recently, okay? How's that sound? Go where you belong. Get off this plane of existence. How's that sound? I spit on you and your monkey hats, your gold crowns. You're a joke. You're a mentally ill twit, an inbred failure, a piece of garbage. I detest you with every ounce of powerful humanity seething in me. You are a diseased insult to this planet. Oh, here it is, BBC. Rio plus 20, Prince Charles' climate change warning of catastrophic consequences of inaction on issues such as climate change at a UN Sustainability Conference in Brazil. Meanwhile, we've got real environmental problems we'll never talk about. Japan public still divided as 2 reactors to be opened. New York Times, brushing aside widespread public opposition to avoid feared electric power outages, Prime Minister ordered the reactivation of 2 nuclear reactors at the plant in western Japan on Saturday, making it the nation's first plan to go back online since the crisis last year. This is reactors operating right next to 3 that are totally smashed and melted down. I'm sorry. Hey, look, some good news here. Border Patrol Group calls for Holder's resignation. The National Border Council, which represents 17,000 of the agency's non-supervisory agents, called Monday for the resignation of Attorney General Eric H. Holder, Jr. for his role in the botched Fast and Furious gun-running operation that resulted in the death of U.S. Border Patrol agent. And they go on to talk about at least 3 agents are dead and a bunch of other police as well by the criminal-in-chief who helped run Oklahoma City, I should add. He helped run that little goodie. Yeah, they want him to resign. I mean, it's just open criminals. Oh, here's the other article. Death Summit 2012, a window in the 21st century eugenics. Excellent article also at Infowars.com. Gee, I've gone over 3 stacks. There's like 15 more. Oh, look at this London Telegraph article. UK soldiers sacked days before pension date. And that's how they do it here in the U.S. now, too. You know, you've been in 24 years. You're about to do your 25th year and then get your $12,000 a year stipend. 12,000 pounds in England, folks. You can't live in a rat-infested warren for that. I mean, that won't pay for anything. So, okay, you've spent decades in the military. You're promised all this. And that's just amazing. It's 25 years here. It's 22 years there. and just days before they get their pension, soldiers who have been made redundant were sacked days before they qualified for a full pension. Families of servicemen have complained. Over here, they take your death benefits when you die and then tell you you're unpatriotic if you don't support it. There's nothing these criminals won't do. And again, they've got, through the free market system, unlimited capital for all this. But they signed us on to the 1,000+ trillion in fake derivatives to make sure it's a lead weight to drag down the economy. They want you bankrupt because that makes you easier to control. All right, here's this video clip. This is out of the Daily Caller. Bill Maher finds 6 black men to deem Matt Drudge racist. And the reason I'm going to play this is when I caught 2 black guys being paid off on video at the Capitol, and the state board did say it was illegal, by an anti-gun control group. It's all on video online. Just type Alex Jones catches bribery at state capitol. I get a call by the Statesman after the video went viral. This is like 12 years ago, back when the internet barely worked for video, but it went viral. Because the NRA actually posted it. And it was in a bunch of newspapers. And I get a call by the Statesman about a week later, the local paper, and they said, Mr. Jones, why do you hate black people? And I said, is this really a reporter for the Statesman? And he said, yeah. And I said, give me your number. I want to call back. I don't believe this is you. This has actually happened. And I call back up. And sure enough, it's at the Statesman. They transfer me to the guy. And I'm like, you're really from the Statesman? You call up asking why I hate black people. And he goes, just answer the questions, Jones. And I was like, okay, well, what is this about? And he goes, would you have shown that video of the payoff if they wouldn't have been black? And I went, well, of course I would. It's wrong. They were being paid off. And the article opened the next day with Jones denies he's racist. And the whole article was about, am I a racist because I showed a white guy paying off these 2 black guys to get up there and go, yo, 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 we're black gang bangers, baby, and we're going to get you if you don't ban the guns, yo. Literally. I mean, they got black guys to go up there and act like gang members, to stereotype black people and say, here's the scary black people, restrict guns, ban under 18, touching guns in Texas was the bill. The bill, they had the votes at the time, was killed because of this. And they literally had the black guys go up there and do an acting job, and then were paid, I don't know, $300, $400 a piece out in a corner area of the Capitol. One of my moles saw the payoff begin and got me. I ran around the corner and caught it on tape and asked them about it. And they spun it that I was a racist. Oh, you don't like government health care? You're a racist. Well, racists don't like Obama's health care plan. I mean, it's a joke. They just throw it out there. And so here is, I mean, Bill Maher's not even really funny. He just does these one-line stupid statements like, look, Drudge, out of, thousands of photos he shows a month on average, why, here's 6 photos of black people. I mean, if Michael Jordan's team's last in the NBA, you're going to have a photo about it. Or if a mayor gets caught doing, or I remember that article on Drudge. The mayor had said there's too many Asians, we ought to, basically kick them out of D.C. That's why he was in the news, because he did something that was very offensive, not because Matt Drudge is a racist. And again, they do this to everybody. I've had Nightline here, or it was MSNBC, and they go, why don't you like black people, Alex? Yeah, and again, this is what they do. Here's the clip of Bill Maher engaged in defamation.
The problem with racism is Matt Drudge. I picked from Matt Drudge's website, just as over a month, we monitor this, just as show some of the pictures that were on Matt. There, Mike Tyson, looking like he's going to eat your head. Oh yes, Louis Farrakhan, because he's so relevant now. Oh, and Marion Barry, he's in the news every day also. Oh yes, Reverend Wright, because he matters to your life so much. This is who appears on the Drudge Report. And, oh yes, and there's Al Sharpton telling Eric Holder what he should do. And Michael Jordan angry, because that's how we all remember him. This is racism in America.
It is, and it goes back to...
This is racism in America. Thousands of photos, 6 photos of black people. I mean, there's white people, everybody on there every day. And the idea is you can't show black people who are 12% of the population acting badly or you're a racist. You can't even say it's a racial attack when black people attack white people. Again, that's the political poverty pimp control system right there for you. Folks, have you... You know, one big thing that makes me extremely angry at the globalist is that they're so cold-blooded in their operations and they're so over the top. It's like the Associated Press, you can look it up right now, admits there were 46,000 plus paralyzed or dead children in 2011 in India alone with the UN/Bill Gates vaccine program when they give them the polio vaccine. I mean, at its height in India, back in the 50s and 60s, polio wasn't killing or maiming that many a year. And they're like, but it's a shot or it's oral. It's good. You're paralyzed now. You're dead now. And it's just like they just move right along. And I see it all over Africa. I see it all over Pakistan, all over Latin America. I mean, it's in the New York Times that the UN lines people up in Africa and just shoots them to take their property. And then I've got to hear Mr. Abortion, Mr. Eugenics, Bill Maher lecture us about how if you show a picture of a black person, you're bad. You're not allowed to report on black people on the news. That's racist. But if you want to kill some black people, hey, baby, knock yourself out. Here's an article. Taliban to U.S. End drone strikes in Pakistan or no more polio vaccines. They're saying they're going to religiously order their people. And it's got... I love how they now even use the new polio cases their vaccines use to push it. The news will even show kids paralyzed by them or dead. There's no end to these people. A Taliban commander in northwest Pakistan has announced a ban on polio vaccines for children as long as the United States continues its campaign of drone strikes in the region, according to a statement by the Taliban. Polio drops will be banned in North Waziristan until the drone strikes are stopped, said the statement released Saturday. Where the drone salesman going to sell? They'll just sell here. Almost every resident in North Waziristan has become a mental patient because of the drone strikes, which are worse than polio, the statement continued. On the one hand, the U.S. spends millions of dollars to eliminate polio. Yeah, right. On the other hand, it kills hundreds of us with the help of its slave, Pakistan. Pakistan remains one of only 3 countries that have yet to eradicate polio. Yeah, because they got a UN polio program there. Look it up, folks. They're the ones giving it to people. And you raise this point, it's like they don't want to discuss it. They don't want to have a discussion about it. They don't want to look at it. Look at these articles in the nanny state. I didn't even get into this. Government website gives dads tips on teaching kids hygiene and how to eat. That's CNS News. Fatherhood.gov. Again, you need the government to tell you how to wash your hands and take care of your kids, because chances are the government broke up your family with its policies beforehand. So just in case there's a father actually with his children, now Big Daddy government will come. Here's another one. Number of stay-at-home dads has doubled in the past decade as mancession bites. Yeah, big corporations have a preference towards women. And notice all the heroes in movies are women, women, women. And it's not to empower women, folks. It's to make sure you have no family to run to. That is what this is all about, all officially stated by these people in your face. Again, some of the very important articles that we've got at Infowars.com right now that we need to get out to everybody that we mentioned but didn't get into enough. Death Summit 2012, a window into 21st century eugenics. Apple's iOS 6 includes government override takeover alerts. Google admits that the federal government's ordering it to censor people in the U.S. Also, in his own words, Obama admits that he is a dictator, and a lot more. Infowars.com.